And there we go. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TeamODZ Live. It's getting them to be a right mouthful. Welcoming people to the Rick, Uffe, Gerrie, and Andy show.
Wait, where's Gerrie? I don't see Gerrie.
Regardless of whether Gerrie's here on the ride or not, he's always in our hearts.
Yes. Okay. He's here in our hearts. I'll go with that.
You ride this morning. Let's get ready for the ODivaZ.
ODivaZ.
Hey, don't give up your day job, Rick.
Yeah.
You know that little sliver, that little sliver at the top of your green card's moved. Green card.
Oh,
green screen's moved along. It's right behind you now.
Every time.
Right above your head. Actually, it's moving.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I think it's flapping in my fan. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that.
So you've heard of Flappy Birds, now Rick has Flappy Screen.
On the stream, it just looks like some sort of a tear in the fabric of the background.
So, I mean, I could edit it, my source here, to get rid of it, but then I'd chop the top of your head off.
Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with here. I could move my camera down just slightly, or crop on my screen, but
yeah,
there goes the head. Or I could fix the screen, but then I'd have to get off the bike.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, Ronnie.
I fixed it yesterday. I'm convinced my cat's hanging from it whenever I'm not looking.
I'll let you know if I see him climbing up your green screen. It'll be he's behind you! The old pantomime thing.
Immediately the entire wall behind me would become exposed. That would be funny though. So I did it. I made it.
Uh-oh.
Finally.
What, you saddle again?
Finally got my rental car.
Hey.
Messing around with it for a while. I had to find just the right one, just the right deal. So then I went on. Yeah, I transferred money into the checking account for it. Went on. No debit cards. I was like, oh, how long has it been since I rented a car? Can't use debit cards. Okay, makes sense. So then, I had to put everything on hold because I had no credit card on me. Finally was able to do it when I got home. I decided to go the exciting route, and it's supplier's choice. So I'm going to show up in Florida and hope that they give me something that will actually fit 5 people and all their luggage in.
You're gonna get a little what idea? I can't remember. Yeah, now I feel 500. There you go.
I'd rather have that over a Honda Fit. Or like, what are those little Hondas that look like you could push them over?
No idea.
They're just the tiniest looking things. They look like
Yeah.
It looks like a shell around a seat.
It's going to be one of two extremes. You're either going to get a Fiat 500 or you're going to get a Corvette.
Yeah. I think also equally as bad if I got like a Ford Expedition or something.
I mean, if you got a Corvette, then I'd
Where-
certainly take it, and I'd make the 5 trips to carry the
Oh, yeah.
people one at a time.
I'd be like, yeah, I'd be like, all right, either we're all gonna wedge in here somewhere, or I'll be back.
I'd be back.
My dad did say, if for some reason, because I mean most of the traveling is just going to be the three of us, but he said if for some reason we get a car that doesn't fit, he'll make a drive over. I'm hoping to be able to establish a good repertoire right off the bat, and I can, maybe we can pick from a list. That would be nice. But yeah, I don't want anything too big because I don't want to have to pay any more for any more gas than I need to. Even though I guess.
Come on, you don't pay for gas in the US.
And apparently in Florida, you don't either. My dad was complaining about the gas prices shot up recently, and now they just broke $3 a gallon. It's like, wow, okay.
We just broke $10 a gallon. Figure that out.
That's insane. I don't even think California has prices that high.
Well, the dollar has dropped, so that's part of it.
But yeah, I think right now around here we're at like 340 something. But yeah, isn't that funny how it's all relative? I still like, a couple months ago, gas was only 320 and I was like, ooh, yeah, here we go. This will be good. Because I like putting in the same dollar amount every week. But when I have to adjust up, I don't like that. And so I
can just imagine you throwing a temper tantrum at the gas pump.
I can't see that. Okay, but what I can see is me wasting 5 gallons of gas driving around trying to find the place that has the cheaper gas.
That's the kind of thing that Yolanda does. She'll deliberately look for the place that has fuel at like a 10% less.
Yeah.
And then only needs to put 10 gallons in. But saves 1 cent.
Yeah. Yeah, usually I'll go to like BJ's or something like that. Some big
Simon! Hey up, lad, how's you doing?
clubs.
Thank you for liking the stream, Simon. You're up early.
But yeah, last time I played that game, I went to BJ's. They usually have as long as the gas price isn't rapidly going down, they're usually lower than everybody by a bit, by like 20 cents. So yeah, I went there, realized I didn't have the card. Then I'm like, should I drive home and get that card? I don't know why I keep leaving so many cards at home. If that's what you're thinking, can't answer that for you. But then I'm like, okay, well, I'll just check to see what gas is around here. Of course, it's like 20 cents more around the mall area. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll head to Orono. It's usually cheaper there. It wasn't cheaper in Orono. It was the same price. So then I was like, huh, do I just give in and get it here? Or do I now drive home and then get it in the morning? Which at this point I'm running in an unknown area of whether or not if I have enough gas left or
You know, you can install all those cards on your phone, I guess.
yeah, I am so ready to get on a plane and leave this weather right now.
Bring something nice back with you.
We have, oh yeah, should be all sorted out by the time I get back. I think the weatherman seems to think so. He gave it like 2 more weeks of this.
What days do you travel?
Next Wednesday, and then I'll be back 2 Fridays after that. And Friday's supposed to be a nice day. It's gonna be mostly sunny and 60s. I'll take that, but every other day is just rain, 50s. Like for the last 2 days, it's just been, everything's been wet and cloudy, and it looks like it's gonna rain at any moment. But I think I only felt rain once. I don't know how everything stayed so wet, but it's pretty much reminded me of one of those Pacific Northwest winters where it's just wet and it doesn't seem that cold.
It was very
But with that
Pacific.
wetness, it feels cold. Specifically speaking.
There you go. Yeah, I need to cut my grass, but if I do it right now, I'm going to have to wear gloves, I think.
That cold, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the guys I work with is just this weird freak of nature where
Why do you work where you work? Well, wait a minute. Is everyone weird? Maybe
if
it's
I work
you.
somewhere happy. Well, yeah, that's not the first time that's been brought up. But he likes to go and open up all the doors, even when the weather's just horrible. And then he wears t-shirts everywhere. It's like, I get it if you're doing something, but then when he's just hanging out waiting for something in a t-shirt, it's like, what? I'm wearing a sweatshirt feeling cold.
There's Owen. Morning, Owen. Oh, hey, Owen. What I found. I brought that down here just so that I could show you I'd found it.
Less what you found, more like you found who?
Oh, yeah, I found Doctor Who. Where was it? Well, I was trying to decide whether I wanted to take it to work to lend to someone, and I think I did actually take it, but didn't need to loan it. So I just took the disc rather than the cardboard sleeve as well, so it couldn't get lost. And then I lost the disc.
But that doesn't explain why you found it in the freezer.
It wasn't in the freezer, it was in a bag with some other things that I'd taken to work that day.
Oh, okay. I end up finding some of my discs in random spots because Kim brings over Lily, and Lily's at that age where she just likes to open things up, take whatever's in them and move them to all different spots.
Lily sounds like a wife in the making.
Yeah.
So I had a conversation with Yolanda one morning. Said, did you move my heart rate monitor strap? She said, no. I said, do you know what my heart rate monitor strap looks like? She said, no. I said, so how do you know if you've moved my heart rate monitor strap? There was no answer to that one.
And then you check the trash.
No, thankfully, I don't have a wife that throws very important charging cables away. Because it doesn't fit their things.
The good part about all that, though, is I did go from one charging cable to now I have 2 charging cables. So I guess if there was a positive, that would be it.
I should be ashamed, Owen. I'll sonic screwdriver you.
I think this was a good week of workouts so far. Tomorrow I'll throw in a high cadence. Should be the trifecta of perfect workouts.
I think I'll throw a stay in bed workout in tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, I'll probably get like an extra hour out of it.
What was that, Uffe?
I'm going to throw 6,000 feet of climbing outdoors tomorrow, I think, maybe.
Alright, well, throw a foot or two in for me. I predict Ben is there. He is. Morning, Ben. I was just about to say, I predict Ben's about to appear in the chat here. We've got a ride on from him. I wonder what your bike calls you, Ben. You call it the Beast. What does it call you?
Ooh, right now in Titusville, Florida, 70 degrees.
It's a bit chilly.
80,
We'll have the winter jackets on.
87% humidity.
Yeah, you're going to have to take a furry coat so that you can just blend in.
Oh, I still definitely bring a light sweatshirt.
Oh, you've got a good sense of humour, Ben.
Oh, it's doing it again. I can't see anything on me. Twitch. Come on, Twitch. There, now I can see Ben's comment. Good morning, Ben. And there should be a rocket launch while I'm there. That's the plan. I'm gonna just miss a heavy launch though. I think that one's coming up in a couple days. Yeah, 2 days. Friday.
It's one of the last shuttle launches by a day. Once.
I would like to see heavy. I'm hoping it gets delayed, but the chances of it getting delayed until like Thursday or something are probably minimal. But the one while I'm there will be just another normal Starlink launch.
So, if I get my citizenship sorted out this year, I'll be able to vote in the next elections.
Oh yeah, that's right. See, if it isn't just the weather, now all of a sudden this is starting back up again. They were talking about it on the news this morning. It's like, oh, a repeat of this. Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, up till now it's been really fun when you've had canvassers come knocking at your door. May I ask who you're planning to vote for, sir? I can't vote. Oh, why is that?
Do they still try to convince you?
They tried.
Like, just be very vague about it. I can't vote. Never tell why. And then eventually they're like, well, you probably should think about it.
I can't vote. Oh, why is that, sir? Well, did I ask you why on earth you're wearing that colour of shoes with that suit?
Can you still participate in votes in the UK?
I can, yes.
Do you ever do mail-in ballots?
I haven't, no. No, here's one for you, Owen. Yeah, the country's doing a good enough job of stuffing himself up without me voting as well.
Well, it's kind of a privilege to be able to vote where the
I know.
taxpayers' money go without paying tax. So
Yeah.
I would cherish that. But in Denmark, it's not possible. Only nationals that are residents can vote.
Yeah.
So will you now? You'll now be able to. Your citizenship here won't cancel out your ability to vote in the UK. Right?
No, we've got a citizen there.
Vote all around.
I could.
You get a vote. You get a vote. Everybody gets a vote.
Yeah. Yeah, but what you're saying about voting, you could make soon.
I consider myself a citizen of the world, but I'm still only allowed to vote in one country.
This is really strange here because Netherlands officially do not accept double nationality, but in practice they do.
Yeah, it's frowned upon by nations, but not. Well, certainly by the UK and the US, it's frowned upon. It's not, but it's not banned. And the reason for that is, if war broke out between the two countries, where would your allegiance lie?
I mean, it's happened before.
Oh my, I'm going to clip that.
I guess really, if you go by, if you were to use past history as for telling the future, I mean, really, the chances would be high compared to many other countries.
The chances of higher what?
Of war. If you were to, use
war breaking out between the two countries that you're a citizen of.
Yeah.
War's not going to break out between the UK and the US.
Well, yeah, I know that. But if you were just to use history as the guiding reference.
I mean, on opposite sides.
I mean, the fact that there's already been two of them. Well, I guess one officially. The other one was just a rebellion. Then I mean, there's a chance, if you only use that as the guiding purpose. Really, I think the only other country that would be less likely to get into war, to have a war with, would be Switzerland.
They're pretty aggressive at the moment with the arms exports.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're asking for a trade boycott. They're not the member of the UN, so we can just close the borders overnight if we like.
Monaco. Monaco is the least likely. Do they have an army?
Yeah, they do. That's kind of the problem. They have a big arms industry, but they don't want to export their weapons.
Ah. I mean, really, if you were to use history as a reference, I think that's all you were looking at, past wars that the U.S. has been in. Russia and China would be least likely.
That's true.
I'm still mad about 1812. There was no reason for that. Uncalled for.
What, the overture? That's what I like that. You know, big booms and bangs and there's drums at the start of it.
No, a little too aggressive. Really, in recent history, the U.S. only declares war against subjects. Wars against drugs, wars against terrorism.
Or against potholes.
Now, those get filled in every winter by snow.
I understand that a former governor in California started doing it himself.
Yeah, and apparently that wasn't really a pothole.
No.
There you go. I mean, we've had actors in presidents in the US before. Arnie for president. And at the end of his first term, he can literally say, "I'll be back."
Well, he was born abroad, so I don't think that goes.
I think you just have to be a citizen.
No. That was why all this fuss
Yeah.
about Obama was planned.
Yeah, I think you actually have to be born in the U.S.
Maybe
Oh,
you
I guess I need to-
annex your birth country, and maybe that could work. I don't know.
I guess I need to reread my civic stuff then.
It could be one of the questions for your test, man. So we'll get to them.
Well, it is. And so after what you've just said there, I think I need to reread them. I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
think
that I
that's-
understood.
I believe that
Otherwise-
president is the only office
Okay.
that it matters.
So basically, you only wanted citizenship to become president of the country.
Oh, Ben says, aren't your potholes more like caves over there? There's one pothole on the way to cheer practice.
Yeah, and
Has its own
every
climate.
time Rick drives to cheer practice, he goes splunking.
I think that's one of the worst roads around here right now. Oh, it's bad. Hopefully they pave it over. The problem is it's on the city line. So there is this one spot that I don't know why the city hasn't patched up yet, but you can drive around it. You just have a chance of taking out traffic in the other lane. But then the minute that you cross from Bangor to Hermit, all of a sudden the road is just horrible. There's no way to get around any of it.
This is why there are no border signs between Belgium and the Netherlands, because you are never in doubt in which country you are.
Like, whoa, something's changed. Did we just switch countries?
You even feel it on the bicycle when you're driving to the Netherlands. It's just so smooth that you, whoa, what was that? Whoa.
One of the worst parts around here, though, is I don't know about there, but studded snow tires are kind of a thing you need. But they help out a lot.
Ben's asking you a question, Rick.
I'm practically a cheerleader at this point.
Yeah, we don't use studs over here anymore, but when I was growing up, they used them in Scandinavia.
But then
you were not allowed to take them to Germany. But if you ran very slowly through the passport control, they wouldn't notice. But I mean, you really had to go like 3 kilometers an hour or something.
So Ben, you've heard of soccer mums. Rick's a cheerleader dad.
Yeah, essentially.
Well, there might be a platform to run for president. Who knows?
But yeah, the studs are like, we just got ours taken off of the car yesterday, but we really haven't needed them for like well over a month, probably 2 months now. But yeah, I think it starts in like end of October, probably like November 1st or something, and then ends May 1st. So by the end of that season, even like the cruising lane on the freeway has like areas where the pavement's been worn down to the old pavement. So you try to not drive in those grooves, because if you get in those grooves, then you're just being kind of knocked back and forth.
Thank you for the ride on, Shane.
Yeah, I mean, they mostly make sense if you have areas with packed snow. So I don't know what they do now, but in the inlands of Norway and Sweden, they have a lot of roads where they can't really clean the snow, so they just sort of pack the snow, and there the studs are very good.
Yeah, I feel like we have studded snow tires just for a few moments. Like we have them on the cars for months.
Thanks, Ben.
And they really only help out a couple times a year. Like if there's an icing situation, they help. Or getting up my driveway, they definitely help.
Because we're close to the sea here, we actually get these kind of, I don't know what it's called in English, but you have warm rain falling on frozen ground, so it gets completely black ice. And I think that 60% over here, they run summer tires all year round, so you can imagine what happens when that happens.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the roads here.
The solution is just to stay indoor when that happens, because on any tire, it's going to be tricky.
Do they have that?
All right, Ben. Have a good ride, Ben.
Do they have the roads kind of slanting off to the side so that rain runs off?
Not always. They have, for the highways, they have a special kind of asphalt that can absorb a lot of water. And it's more silent. I mean, to a point, because if it fills up, then it gets dangerous. But most of the time, the water just drains into the asphalt and evaporates. Also because they don't want the pollution from the water.
Yeah, that's all relatively new technology, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's expensive, but since we are such a densely populated country, you can afford it because there's so many users on the road. So if you smear it out, it's not that expensive. In most areas, you wouldn't be able to use that kind of asphalt. Also, it's not very winter resistant, but we hardly have a winter, so.
Yeah, I would imagine if you had absorbent.
Send you some of mine, Uffe.
That would create issues.
Yeah, no, but I mean, the philosophy here in the winter is to salt all roads and also to clear all roads. So most of the time, the roads will be clear. It's very We don't have, I mean, packed snow, I can't remember we have that here. That doesn't happen. I mean, in your private, I mean, in the run up to your garage or something, you can have it for maybe 10 days, but that's another thing.
Yeah, we really don't get it unless if it's like on the roads, unless if it's snowing that hard that they can't keep up with it. By the next day, it's just wet, slushy roads. Because, oh, they love salt around here.
Yeah, here too. I mean, it's also like a win-win situation because the farmers, of course, have a quiet period in the winter, and they can earn extra money by using their material to spread the salt. So yeah, everybody's happy.
Nice. I did have a little bit of a moment with an EPA person. I didn't really tell them too much because I didn't want to mess around and start making them mad. But the EPA dropped by the brewery a couple years ago. And so our spent grain, when we're putting it in the bins and all that stuff, a lot of it ends up on the ground. And the brewery is right next to a river. And so, you know, a lot of it would be on the pavement. And then usually we just wash it off to make it look nice. But apparently this was a violation of the EPA. The environment.
Some rules you can't practically adhere to.
And so they wanted us to do all these things to it. Like we had to start covering the grain and washing off the outside, and they'd rather have us send the grain down the drain than out the door. And but then, I mean, my whole thing with it was, but then when it's winter time, we're all worried about the grain, but then all of a sudden here comes this truck through, just spreading salt all over the place, going over the bridge. There's salt pinging into the river. It's like, I get it. You got to salt. But how is this grain making more of an effect on the river?
Start getting, you know, marine animals moving into the river. All of a sudden, you've got an octopus climbing up the legs of the bridge. Yep.
Oh, see, that's a good opportunity, because now all of a sudden Bangor can add lobstering onto its.
Yeah, that could be a business.
Yeah, whole new industry in Bangor. I mean, it would probably be fished out in no time, but.
Okay, I'm off. Maybe catch you while you're doing the ODivaZ. I'll do the altitude rider too.
All right. Yeah. Well, we'll stay here. All right. Later, Uffe.
Have a good one, Uffe.
Here comes the end of the workout. All right, we'll do another 3K. $35 TSS.
I can't believe how much higher that TSS was yesterday. That was a good workout, though. I was looking through my history, or I think like the last 4 weeks or whatever on my Garmin. That was the only anaerobic that was registered on there. It's like, huh, maybe I should start adding in an anaerobic every week somewhere. Is there more comments coming? And I'm not getting them?
Yes, someone's just commented. Trying to think which one of the things I had going on yesterday that I can actually talk about on the stream. I had an interesting day.
I ended up having a day where I showed up early, did my work, made sure the beers were all ready to be packaged, and then I just took off and drove around town for a while, picking up things, moving things around. plays finally figured out how to rinse the mash tun out all the way. That was
Yeah?
a huge highlight of yesterday. Oh yeah. Yesterday I showed up just in time for him to finish that up, and he was like, so I leave this one open, right? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, now run the water, right? Yep. And then I opened these ones up, right? He did it perfectly.
I bet you can't do it again.
Well, I'm feeling hopeful the fact he showed it to me. I didn't even tell him anything this time, finally.
So, and did you have to show the boss the 2 rungs up the ladder up here? Did you have to show him how to boil the kettle?
So this is a microscope. No, you want to look through this part.
No, not that end. The other
No,
end.
don't pick it up.
Did you have to show him how to boil the kettle, Owen? He's not in earshot of the streams. I should have asked that before I said that, shouldn't I?
But yeah, so that only took like, I don't even know. I feel like it's been like 2 months trying to get that finally perfected. Still blows my mind, but whatever. Like, you've been using this brew system for how long? And you don't know how to reverse engineer it? It's just plumbing. That's all we're doing here.
Or as Yolanda once called it, plumbing.
Plumbing.
Yes.
Oh, the B's in there for a reason.
Just so it can be not pronounced. Okay.
Might have to try reinstalling this app to see if that makes it better.
Alright, 1 more kilometre and then we'll call it. I'll get ready for ODivaZ in 50 minutes. Yep, plum bum. I was melting some lead last night on the tip of my soldering iron. So,
What did that lead to?
So about 30 years ago, I bought a £2 reel of solder at a ham radio rally, and I'm starting to come to the end of it. I've almost finished it, and so I'm actually looking for a replacement reel. And when you solder as much as I do, you kind of get attached to a particular brand of solder. Well, I can't get that brand anymore 30 years ago. So now I've got to try and find another solder that I like. So I actually found that Harbour Freight sells some solder. So I tried that, and yeah, it leaves a nice bright joint, but it doesn't take long for it to oxidize really badly and foul up the tip of the soldering iron. So I'm on the lookout for another brand. So a guy at work said, well, I use Tester, so he gave me a piece of some of his reel. Tried that last night, and man, does that have a lot of flux in it. So not a fan of that one. So I'll have to try something else. Could even be tempted to try lead free, but I don't know. You hear so many tales about that.
First, when you're talking about you tend to get attached to certain kinds of solder. I was like, that's not enough heat.
Oh,
Right?
hey, I've done 25k. I guess I'll need to do 26 now.
Yeah, I still have 12 minutes. Ugh. But the 210 portion's almost over.
Hey, it's not Tuesday, is it? We just passed taco.
The H is silent.
Well, I guess it could be taco.
Like the Thames.
Yeah, it's not the Thames.
No. Although there was a young Ricky that might have thought that for a while until about like 5th grade.
I'm going to end up going downhill here and not have to do another kilometre, aren't I? Let's see if I can stop before I go downhill and still get 26k. No, we're going downhill. And there's 26k. And I'm going faster, not slower. Wait for Rick to get far enough ahead to start pedaling and shoot me forward, just like that.
I don't think Grace has come down yet.
Uh-oh.
I heard there was some sort of plans going on today. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Hope's got a WSMA solo ensemble for state this weekend.
Nice.
See how she does in that.
Where's that?
Where? It's in Oshkosh.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if I
Gosh.
can slow down this time. We're right close to the end of the lap. Still going downhill.
I thought this is where you're going to get back on your bike and keep going.
I'm going to have to do another kilometre at this rate.
Finally, 210's over. Time to relax. Yeah, those were good workouts the last 2 days, but I definitely feel them a little bit right now.
I can't break the band.
Wow, I'm doing 29 miles per hour right now.
Doing 50 kilometres an hour. Anyway, let's try another one. Going downhill again. 28k. Am I slowing down? No. It's a good job we've got plenty of time before ODivaZ, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, stop. I'm going to go down this one as well now. I've finally broken the band. I'm going to stop now for sure. 29 kilometers. There we go. That'll do. Alrighty. We'll be back in about 40 minutes' time with the ODivaZ group ride. Thank you very much for joining us, Owen. Everybody else is out there. We'll have a stream in, yes, in about 40 minutes' time. Yeah, we start at 6:30. How will you cope? I don't know. You might even have to talk to your boss's boss. There it is. Yeah, we'll be back in a little while. We'll have a TED Talk from Charlie, I'm sure. So until then, take care. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
We don't hate you, Owen.